Nigerian economy has come a long way, with many ups and downs. The effects of petrol subsidy removal, unification of Nigeria's foreign exchange markets and other policy rollouts by the current administration have been difficult for many, leading to increases in food and transportation prices. While many may wonder if there is ever going to be a light at the end of the tunnel, brighter days may yet lie ahead. The Nigerian Institute of Social and Economic Research, NISER, in its assessment of the efforts of the current administration in the last 12 months, has revealed that the Nigerian economy will witness remarkable growth in the years ahead. This was disclosed in a paper titled Prospects for the Nigerian Economy 2023 to 2027, presented by Dr. Segun Awode of the Department of Economic and Business Policy, NISER, at the Institute's seminar series held on Thursday, 30th May 2024 in Ibadan, Oyo State. The Institute disclosed that the paper is an incisive short and medium-term assessment of the socio-economic impact of Mr. President's first term in office, with a view of profiling suggestions on critical performance domains, namely growth, employment generation, inflation, and the fiscal policy profile. The evidence presented is based on the results of a macroeconomic modeling exercise.
What has been done is to examine some of what the present administration has done thus far since 2023, using those to project what the nation will look like in 2027.
The presenter, Dr. Awode, revealed during the presentation that while there are current pains from the immediate effects of policy reforms, the projections show improved performance on the four performance domains. Economic growth in Nigeria will be above 3% from 2024 to 2027, bringing an optimistic impact on the present economic reforms.
In the agri sector, our projection is showing that there will be slow growth in that sector. But we know that this sector is very important for the economy, especially for food security, and not only that.
The distributive trade, building and construction sectors will witness growth but at a declining rate between 2024 and 2027, with sectors averaging 16% growth each, indicating the impact of reforms around the Presidential Intervention Development Grants, driven by increased infrastructural investment and construction activities.
Mining and quarrying will grow consistently, averaging 11%, with the potential to make solid minerals the new oil for Nigeria. Using two hypothetical scenarios for the minimum wage, the forecasts show that 21.58 million jobs will be created if negotiations settle at 70,000 naira, while 19.55 million jobs will be created at a 100,000 naira threshold. Neither of the two scenarios are likely to trigger higher inflation.
For manufacturing, our projection is showing that there will be strong growth in the manufacturing sector, and this will boost the contribution of the sector to our overall GDP. And for this to happen, we need to pay attention to improve business environment. We need to address issue of multiple taxations that manufacturing firms are facing.
Projections on the fiscal deficit to GDP ratio is within the 3% generally acceptable limit. The total debt stock to GDP ratio will be 34.91% in 2027, well within the internationally accepted limit of 40%. The debt service to revenue ratio projections appear relatively high due to pressure to borrow to service loans. However, the progress being made in revenue collection by the current administration will yield an improved fiscal policy performance in the country. At present, both the headline and food inflation rates are quite high, but a rapid decline will be witnessed in 2025.
Our population is growing by 2.4%. Your ability to pull people out of poverty is already limited. You will only be able to scratch the surface. So if we go on this path with our population growth rate, we may not be able to achieve a broad, inclusive economic growth. So there is need for us to generate a higher growth. But how do we do this?
So we're saying that if we continue in the trajectory that we're on, if we continue with these policies and introduce additional positive ones, it is very likely that things will get better. So, in summary, things are difficult now. We should be a bit more patient and look forward to a better life. We suspect from 2025 and incrementally to 2027.
The message from NISER is that while there are short-term pains from policies inherited and implemented by the current administration, medium-term prospects show that there are gains in the horizon.